I was wrong. So spoilers for the chapter 3 trailer that dropped overnight, which shows a map underneath this one and so much more. But are we about to Spider-Man 2 the Q Queen out of existence? Well, maybe. I could be wrong though, but it looks like the chapter 3 map is underneath this run, so I'm wrong I guess. The first half of this video is going to be me admitting when I'm wrong and why I thought I was right. So that's the first half of this video. But guys, before we go any further into this video, I would really appreciate if you can smash a like because it really helps me on YouTube algorithm. And today's like goal is a massive 100. So I would appreciate all the support on this video. If you want to see the breakdown of the trailer, well, I could also be wrong. Please skip to this time in the video if you want to see that. Why was it mentioned by Donald Mustard that the chapter 1 map created this map from the reorganization of the 0 point? In my opinion, this was to keep continuity between the chapter 1 map and the chapter 2 map. Kind of like a Doctor Who regeneration thing, and the chapter 2 map is the chapter 1 map. Like David Tennant and Jodie Whittaker, different actors who played the same role, but over regenerations, each Doctor had its own different set of qualities and personality. But just for example, if the Doctor Who sort of died, and then a new Doctor came in, and you could still see the other one there, you go, wait, what? That's not the Doctor, that's a different Doctor. Doctors, you get what I'm saying. But you quite happily believe that David Tennant, Christopher Eccleston, Jodie Whittaker are all the same person. So chapter 2 map, chapter 1 map, same. Let me give you the exact quote what he said. We aren't in an alternative universe or parallel dimension. We're on the same island, reorganized by the 0 point. He then goes on to say, 0 point kind of reorganized all the matter around the island and kind of created this new island. I mean, maybe we should have took the kinda more literally and kinda not. Like, this is completely different to what we now going to experience here. And yes, we are at a different end event, but I just thought that was important to the island, that it felt the same island, completely different, but the same sort of entity. I mentioned this in the previous video, but I mention it again. Donald Mustard said the island is like the main character. You know, Fortnite might have its Jonesies, its Midases, its protagonists, its antagonists, but the island is the important one. The island is the main character, the main focus, the main plot. So if the chapter 3 map is on the map, which this trailer seems to suggest, we're leaving the chapter 2 underneath it. And I don't know how I feel about that, because the chapter 2 is essentially the chapter 1 map. But I guess the chapter 3 map is also the chapter 1 map, going off of this theory. But we're still leaving the chapter 2 map behind. And of course, the island and the map is maybe not the same thing. I've been looking at this all wrong. So maybe because the chapter 2 map and the chapter 3 map is essentially on the same island, it's still the chapter 1 map. So essentially, it's all still one island pulling together in terms of story. But now, it won't be the same going forward. Now the chapter 3 map is essentially a different side of the map and has existed all this time without us knowing. There is still a possibility that this is a chapter 1 map we're looking at. But if it is a chapter 1 map, why did the map reorganize to form a new map when it should have just reorganized and formed the old map? But essentially no, it is the same island, a different half of the same whole, you could say. So an issue I had with chapter 3 being on the other side of the map is not so much of an issue now, because how it was being explained to me was that there was a whole nother island on the other side of the world, and that just didn't sit right to me. And Donald Mustard literally said we're on the same island. If there's still like a map existing above us or below us, depending on how you look at it, I'm like, no, we spent so long on that map just to leave it behind. I sort of liked the fact that the chapter 2 map is created by the chapter 1 map, and that the chapter 1 map exists within the chapter 2 map. But how we're looking at it in this trailer, the chapter 1 map could have created both maps. So I sort of seen that, which I did say in this video where I'm apparently wrong. I was just, batting for both sides, as you could say. I would still feel a bit of a disassociation with the chapter 2 map and the chapter 3 map, which I don't feel for the chapter 1 and chapter 2 map. As my previous point stated, now I feel like it's the same map. Yeah, I just want to police the storyline. I don't want to get to the end of this experience and go, sorry, what? So I'm just trying to associate lore, and go and watch the video. It's a good video where I talk about the loop, I talk about the 0 point, I talk about factual things before I make my conclusion. The majority of that video is relatively correct. Well, I'm going to play a clip from that video where I talk about the 0 point, and this is actually an interesting fact if you didn't know. So the 0 point is actually always scrolling through realities. It's never on the same one. So if you just walk in there, you would literally get obliterated. And you wouldn't get obliterated across only one reality, literally your entire beam will get splattered across the whole multiverse. It's ridiculous. And if you want to know who that was, it was Internal Voyager. Yeah, Internal Voyager, in terms of Fortnite, is actually dead. He died outside a loop. He's gone. Finito. And indeed, if we look carefully enough, you can see some of the other realities. So I simply made a few guesses on the lore I know and how I interpreted it. And the lore I know was telling me the chapter 3 map isn't underneath this map, which looks to be wrong. But this is why I was saying it, because I felt like Donald Mustard wanted the map to feel like a character, to feel like an entity, like a Doctor Who character that regenerates, reforms, restructures, and is still the same. So this conclusion, it seems like the island is the same island, and that the chapter 1, chapter 2 and chapter 3 has all been essentially on this island. So this is getting confusing, but I hope you're understanding what I'm saying and why I made that video. And it's also, I'm going against the grain. If I made the video, yes, I believe the chapter 3 map is on, no one would watch it. But what I'm saying is, I still think my points are valid as to why I thought that it isn't. I mean, something could happen in the event that causes this to happen. And that's what we're going to talk about now. So thanks for that, guys. Let's break down the trailer. So the trailer starts with the chapter 2 season 1 trailer, before seeing both Jonesy and the Foundation in the bridge, which I presume they will gain access through the Hatchet bunker near Pleasant, where the Guvar POI is. That bunker has only been there in that season. It's one of the new ones. So it's kind of interesting. So the next scene, you see the Q Queen is trying to bring the Sideways through to the island, or the island through to the Sideways. I'm not quite sure, but I presume she's trying to bring the Sideways through. That's what I'm going to go with, by using the pure portal instead of the Sideways. So that's what the Sideways portals have been this season. They're little pockets of another reality trying to push through, but it's not good enough if you want to do what the Q Queen is trying to do here, and using the 0 point as the pure portal to bring through the last reality and the Sideways, or the last reality, which is the Sideways realities. It seems like she's unsuccessful after Spider-Man 2 in her. Now what I'm saying about that, remember Spider-Man 2, Doc Ock, when he pushes his singularity, because that's what it is, a singularity down in the water. So essentially that's what they're doing here. So I did see someone saying that this hasn't spoiled the event. I think it pretty much has, and that's how the Cube Queen is dealt with. So whatever happens in between the start of the event and this point, the Foundation must go, oh Jonesy, what can we do here? She's gonna turn this whole reality into Sideways. Is there any possible what we can do? Well, we can flip the map over. Wait, what? So you mean we can flip this whole island this whole time, and we've only just done it now? Yeah. So we can pour in water and extinguish her fire. So that's what it looks like we see there. And then we see the aftermath of the island flipping over and saving this reality. Yeah. The trailer ends, the map is completely flipped. I mean, is the flip side or the map flipping over actually going to be important for the ongoing storyline, or is it just a plot device for this event? I hope it's more, but that's also was one of my points about the chapter 3 map not being underneath this map, was I felt like it wouldn't be important as a going story. Like, why would it be important going forward? We still be looped, I think, anyway, so like no one would know. I don't know. That's just what I'm saying anyway. That's how I'm reading it. I'm just policing the storyline here, guys. But another point is, have we just spent 760 days on this map for no reason? Like, I sort of felt like, because the chapter 2 map is the chapter 1 map, I gave it some leniency. Because I'm like, well, essentially this is still the chapter 1 map, and I'm gonna give it the benefit of doubt. And then I'm just gonna find out it isn't. I'm like, I've been lied to. We could have probably got off the map much sooner if that's not important to the storyline. So what I'm saying is, when we left the chapter 1 map, it reorganized to form this new map. So essentially, without this current map reorganizing, we couldn't get back to that chapter 1 map. It was essentially gone and sort of killed off. We're not going back to the chapter 1 map. Unfortunately, what this does is says no, that it's always a possibility because the chapter 2 map will be now underneath us. Sort of how J.K. Rowling was thinking about killing off Harry Potter, so it killed the idea of Harry Potter ever coming back, but in the end didn't. So Harry. Because when the POIs changed, like the POIs will adapt and change because of the 0 point, because that was the Order doing. Why would you need a whole map underneath? So the question I'm asking is why? And I look forward to hearing your opinions on it, and not just call me wrong. But thanks for the opinions as well. Thanks for the comments, and thanks for the likes. So guys, if you did enjoy this one, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you didn't leave a like, leave a dislike. It's been your boy, Mr. JLY. Till next time, bye bye!